All right, well, first things first, we got the barbecue on the grill. This is Easter weekend, and I'm doing a bunch of barbecue for the family, so we got that going on. And so in between the long periods of checking meat temps, I've been working on this clapper box. I've already gone over it one time with the maroon Scotch-Brite with WD-40, and I'm about to go over it with the gray Scotch-Brite to give it a little bit more of a higher polish, is my hopes. To kind of brighten it up, make it look a little bit more shiny, but a whole lot nicer than when it looked on the machine. So I have a lot of guys that have made comments in the previous videos that they like when I share my techniques, and not that this is any kind of breaking news technique, but it's just a good way to get it done. It's just all handwork. So just use a little WD and just get the rubbing. Turn the music on. I've been listening to a podcast. I just finished John and John's machining podcast, and now I'm listening to Making It podcast with Jimmy, Bob, and Dave. And it's really a good way to spend the Saturday, and it's something that I enjoy. Our weather is absolutely beautiful right now. I've got the door open. It's supposed to be, a high of 72 or something like that today. And, I got the pit barrel going with some ribs, and I'm working on my shaper parts. Very relaxing, and I just enjoy it. I'm not in no hurry. I am in a hurry because I want to get the machine back together. I'm excited to get it running again, but I'm enjoying taking my time and trying to bring a little bit of life back to these abused parts like this, and at the same time, once I'm through, hopefully the machine will look nicer and hopefully function better too. So that's it. That's really all you got to do. If you want to brighten up some bare metal parts, just get you some Scotch-Brite. We stock this stuff at work, so I usually grab a few sheets at a time as I'm getting low and just keep some around. And you see why I like using my gloves again. It just kind of keeps your skin from getting all that stuff on it. And I'm going to continue to brighten this clapper box up, polish it, and I will bring you back and let you see what it looks like when it's done, okay? On our tapered pin, I want to give this a light polish with my emery cloth to make sure there's no high spots and kind of see if I can tell where any of the wear might be in this thing. It feels pretty good, and we may just end up using it like it is. I do want to run a reamer through the hole just to kind of clean that up. So first thing I'm going to do is polish it. This end was flared pretty bad, so I hit this on the sander and then polished it on the Scotch-Brite wheel. You can still see the part number punched in it right there. And the center is probably not good at all, but it'd be good enough for what we're going to do here, just holding it to polish. So I'm just going to grab just the end of it there on the first little grooves of the 3-jaw chuck. All right. That's what we want. Alright, let's see what we got. Here is some really worn 220. We'll use that right there. Now you can kind of make out where it actually hinges. This is a hinge pin. This is where it goes into the clapper box, here and here. So you got a little bit of wear right there. Looks like some fretting maybe. All right, I'm gonna hit it a little bit more, and then we're gonna go and check it in our clapper with our reamer. Alright, so here's our hole that our tapered pin goes in, and it actually lines up right here at the top. They have a right there, they have a notch in there where you can actually apply a little bit of oil so it'd run down in there. Okay, so it should be installed just like so. And our clapper is not going to fit in there because I put it too low. Alright, and I've already cleaned the holes out. So how many of you guys remember some time back me picking up some of these at the flea market? There was a set of these. There's actually 2 9s and a number 10 tapered reamer, brand new. I did stick it in the hole a couple times just to verify that it was the right size, and this is it, number 10 tapered reamer. So I've got a nice brand new razor sharp reamer that I can use to clean this hole out. So it's always enjoyable whenever you know you can go back to your tools that you found at the flea market and paid a couple bucks for and be able to put them to use. Alright, so we're just wanting to, we're not wanting to like cut it bigger really, we're wanting to just chase it. We're going to use my card number 9. This one I got at the flea market for $5, and it was completely rusted over, and I cleaned it up, and it's a beautiful, well-made tap wrench. Really not applying very much down force at all on this reamer. I'm just trying to spin it in the hole, and hopefully any high spots along the bore is being scraped, and we're making a nice round surface in there for our pin. Got a little bit of metal up here on the top side. What I'm probably going to do, by the way, I wanted to blue this thing today. I've got some Prussian blue, or I used to have some Prussian blue, and I can't find it. It used to be in Dad's toolbox, and I don't know where I put it. I remember using it a couple years ago for a project and can't find it. So I guess I'm going to have to get some. I'll probably order some next week and come back to this and maybe do some bluing on it. All right, but now what I want to do is go ahead and I want to snug this thing up. I need to go get a wrench and we'll snug it up just a bit. And I want to kind of check that fit. That's probably going to be the sweet spot right there. Getting a little bit of binding in the back. Really, you don't need a whole lot of movement on that thing. You know, you're never coming up this far until you're taking the tool out right here. That's probably going to be about where we want it right there. All right. Like I said, I might come back to this, and I need to pick up some bluing, and then we might see if we can get a visual on the tapered fit in there. All right, guys, there's our reconditioned clapper box, and it feels so good, nice and smooth. There's not a sharp edge on this thing anywhere. It just feels really, really good. I'm looking forward to getting the other piece. We got our lantern, this guy right here, that I have not done anything to yet, so this is another one coming up soon. That's going to go in there. We want to get this looking good. I will get your opinion right here. So I haven't shown it yet, but I've actually got some tool cold bluing solution right here that a viewer has given me that I haven't actually shown yet. I wanted to make a video of it, and I was wondering how it would look, maybe another contrast to have this black, you know, the black oxide, and then maybe the screw or the head of the screw. I'm not really sure. I thought about maybe at least having this in the tool black. Maybe drop a comment, tell me what you think. If you think I should polish it, make it look shiny like this, or maybe try the blackening agent, because I do want to get a video made of that stuff real soon. But, and as far as the swing here, you know, if I feel that I really don't need to worry about this coming up so much, we can still make some tweaks here with our nut a little at the time and tighten that up even more. And I believe what we're doing is that we're actually pulling these two pieces together, because we do have a few thou clearance in here, and trying to tighten up that tolerance, but we still are going to end up with a few thousandths gap down this end right there. And I believe whenever we're doing our cutting that this flex right here and any of the this face right here in the bottom where the clapper actually pushes down, I think that's where some of our flex may end up showing up whenever we're making our cuts. Looking back to you know, reviewing what I've already done and what I found out. This is the plate that gets mounted on top of the clapper. I've already gone in there and wire brushed it, and then I'm going to just give it a little polish on the outside there, and then we'll put it on the lapping plate and make sure the bottom's lapped nice and flat. There's the part number stamped into it, 13589. All right, let's see what it looks like. I've kind of worn that paper in pretty well, so it ain't too bad. I think it's going to work out pretty good. All right, well, I'll keep working it. Looks like we got a bit of a high spot right in there. There's a casting area that's removed from the clapper, and that's what this area is right here. So looks like it had a little bit more force over the years, pushing right there on that edge. So like I said, it may not be high at all. That's probably a little bit more wear, pressure being pushed on that area. All right, but I'll just keep lapping it and see how we do. I did a little bit more reaming today on the clapper and the clapper box, and I seem to have tightened up that fit just a little bit to where once this tapered pin is snug in there, I'm moving this clapper. I'm trying to move it with my fingers here in my hands. Before, I was able to get a little bit of wiggle out of this thing, and I was able to adjust the taper with the reamer to tighten up this clapper. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a better fit than what I had before. All right, so here's our plate that mounts on. So what I'm going to do, this is the side here that was originally bolted here for this casting. This is what I'm talking about, a little bit of pressure right there over the years. So I'm going to put it on this side like that, and I've got all of the screws cleaned up, deburred on the Scotch-Brite wheel, and I run a tap in the holes to make sure that all the crud is out of there, and then blew the holes out with compressed air. All right, it's coming along. I just now noticed that that hole is offset. I may not be able to mount it that way because it looks like they don't have it bored true. Look at that. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even see that. So let me flip it around and see if that's going to make a difference. All right, well, it's definitely lining up better. It's not perfect, but that's going to work now. At least the lantern will slide through there. We got us a trailer load of heavy iron. Let's come down here and I'll show you what we got. I got in a crate today some stuff that I've been buying from my buddy Jack Hoying. That's what that crate right there is. Just got it today, and I decided while I was loading this thing up and taking it home, I've got some other stuff here that's in this crate that I've been storing, and I decided to go ahead and bring it home, and we'll talk about this stuff a little bit more in depth. But what you got is a couple shaper vices here, and this green one right here was my dad's shaper vise off of his shaper. I've also got some other steel blocks in there, and I got another big piece. You guys might remember on the so say what's in your toolbox machinist vise that I helped build. That's another piece of that 4-inch or whatever it was, 4140 square bar, another big chunk of it. Also got a gear right there. That's something I've been holding on to for a while. Every now and then we have stuff like that at work where we scrap it, and I've been wanting to save a couple of them to use as pedestal bases. So that's all that's going to be, as a pedestal base for me for a grinder. And then I got my other big vise right here that I've had up at work for a long time. That's my big Morgan Milwaukee vise on a pedestal that I fabric cobbled a long time ago. So I decided to go ahead and bring that home and just get my stuff and bring it here to the shop. All right, so I'm going to use my pallet jack and go ahead and get this unloaded. I was afraid that my pallet jack wouldn't fit under these crates here, so I put it on a big pallet. All right, so let's get going. right. All right, stop all you shouting. We're getting to it. Get all these screws out of here. So here we go. Already first screw. We're losing the tip. Look at that, man. All right, so as I said, this is from Jack Hoying, my buddy up in Ohio that sells used machinist tools. And this is going to be a bunch of stuff that he and I have been kind of like working deals on over the past few months, really. He's been holding on to this stuff for me, and Jack's always real cool. Whenever he gets a new trailer load of stuff from wherever he buys from, like retired machinists or people that pass away, he'll send me an email and show me some pictures of some nice stuff. And there's been a lot of things I've had to pass up on the opportunity just because it was so nice. It was out of my budget, really. This is some tools that I've been wanting to add to the collection for quite some time, and he just so happened to get a hold of them, and when he did, he let me know, and I was like, man, I would love to buy those from you. And I just had a lot of stuff going on. We had I had to get the new roof on the house, you know, and that's never fun to pay that bill. So anyway, we finally got to where we can get these tools, and I'm looking forward to showing you what's in here. I don't even remember everything that we had talked about, so we're going to see what all we got. All right. More boxes. All right. I know what these are going to be right there. Let's see if I can give you a peek. And they are heavy. Wow. Here we go. All right, see that? Pin gauges. And so this one is 833 to 918, 757 to 832. Vermont pin gauges. Looks like there's going to be four cases of these things. There we go. 5/8 to 3/4, 9/17 to 1 inch. I was stoked whenever he showed me these right here, because I've got Vermont pin gauges, and mine go up to 1/2 inch. I believe mine are from 1/4 to 1/2 inch, a couple of sets that I got a couple years ago. And so this will actually complete my set all the way up to 1 inch. But there's another set in here. It might be underneath here. Must be a little freebie. That's some emery paper right there. Abrasive. Look at all that. The roll-lock disc. A whole lifetime supply of them for the Abom shop right there. Arc abrasives. Norton, these are probably going to be sand and disc right here, and they are. These are the 3-inch. Those are the oddballs right there. I'm not going to have the adapter, so I'd have to buy the adapter for that. All right, so got another layer down there. Let me get that undone, and we'll take a look at that. There we go. All right. Oh man, oh yeah, there's something in there I forgot about that he was sending. So here's another set of pin gauges. Basically 1/2 to 5/8 right there. All right, let me move this one over here. Here's the other set that the little cute set that he threw in there too. 11.5 thou to 60.5 thou. That's pretty cool. Man. Holy crap. You can't even see those things. I'm surprised they're still living. All right, we're gonna have to go into that later. We got some that's come out. Yep. All right. Wow. That's cool right there. Now this is gonna be some horizontal cutting wheels right here, like slitting saws, and these should be the 8-inch diameter. He had told me that he has got a bunch of these things. If any of you guys are needing some horizontal cutters, he's got a lot of them. He just doesn't have them listed on his website. So he said he was going to put me together a pair of them. So that's what we got right there. All right. Looks like he went ahead and included a couple of really nice goodies right here. I don't know what that is. Looks like we got a chuck wrench. That's cool. And we got a magnetic sign plate right here. Wow. All right, so here's one of the other things that I bought. Look at this guy. It's a cast iron surface plate, and it looks like it's been scraped at some point in its life, but he didn't want a lot of money for this thing, and I thought that this right here would make a really good sanding plate, just to put sandpaper on and use it for sanding. So that's what I bought this for right here. It's just another nice flat surface in the shop. Okay, we'll move this. So this plate down in here was the other hot topic that we had just recently discussed. I want you to look at this thing. Oh, well, I got to unscrew it. Jack, being a professional crater, has got it bolted down to the skid. Oh yeah, there we go. Now, maybe not. Thought I had it all the way out. Guess I didn't. So look at this right here. Both sides. Look at the screws. I'm going to set it right here. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? It's a ground. It's hardened and ground. And what this is like, you probably know about like the mini pallets. Okay? This is like a mini pallet right here. And all of these holes are tapped holes, and they have set screws in them. So you can, it's got 4 mounting holes right here so that you can mount this to a rotary table or mount it on the mill. It doesn't matter, but I think this is more suited for like a rotary table. So you got your 4 mounts right there. You got one that evidently was broken out right here. Okay, but you can just remove these set screws to access the threads for hold down hardware, bolts and things like that. Just imagine all of the time that went into making this thing. It's just great, man. Even with my gloves on, it just feels beautiful. We'll give that thing a good cleaning. It's in good shape. I can tell it's been sitting around a little while, but that was a gem right there. And I thought that this was an excellent opportunity to, tool to pick up. So I told Jack that I definitely wanted this, and he gave me a good buy on it. Man, I'm getting my workout in today. Here's the last 2 big ticket items that were in the box right here. And I wasn't expecting this, so I got to get with Jack on it. He had showed me this, and we kind of talked about it. What it is a magnetic sign plate. So you got a magnetic top. All right, and you can adjust your angle on it right there. So very nice piece. I want to say that this was brown and sharp, but I can't remember now. We had talked briefly on it. I'll have to look it over, see if I can find a maker's mark on it somewhere. But right now I'm not seeing one. Now this guy right here was something else that he told me he was going to throw in. This is a 2-piece vise that you could use on your milling machine or whatever. you know, two-piece. You got a fixed jaw and you got a moving jaw right there that you clamp down, and you'll have a little bit of travel there with your screw. So that's that right there. This looks like one of your typical Asian import type tools right here, judging by the color of the paint, but I've never had one of those, so very cool. All right, thanks Jack, man, this is great. Let me go ahead and, I don't remember what this would be, so let me open this up, see what this stuff is. Yeah, I think I know what this is now. That's going to be a thread gauge right there. Yeah, 2 1/4 6. 1 3/8 6. These would be like a go no go gauge, but this is what you would use to check a thread. So this would be like your master. 2 1/4 8. There's one more in here. There's the big boy. Let's see. I hope it's a 12 pitch. Where is it at? 2 3/4 12. There we go. Very cool. So these apparently must be shop made, but you know, if you're in a production environment and you're building parts that needs to be the spec, this is where you use your thread gauge right here. Very cool stuff. Thank you, Jack. Quick look at the slitting saws right there. I want to keep them wrapped up to protect them. There's no reason to take them out. Looks like it's got an 1 1/4 hole, 1/8 thick, and I already know that they're 8 inches in diameter, and there's 2 of them in there. Well, I finally got them all unpacked, and here's a good look at all of them right there. That's amazing. So we basically start at 501 and work our way all the way up to 1 inch. So apparently these were like part of a cabinet system. These went into a tool cabinet. You know, they've got slides on there where they would be like drawers. So I'm going to keep the cardboard that he had cut for these things here, and we'll just keep them stacked up for now and try to get them protected. There are a few of them missing. You can see we've got 3 missing in this box, and there's 1 missing in that box, and I was worried about that. Jack told me. So hopefully I can scoop up the missing pins from Vermont Gauge and complete the set. And then again, there's the other set that goes up to 1/16. I believe those other ones must be some extras that he has thrown in there, so I'm going to carefully get my tweezers and take those out, because I'm afraid them other ones will break. I'm surprised they didn't already break, but that's pretty cool to have that little set right there. So there we have it. Finally got a complete set of pin gauges all the way up to 1 inch now. I believe that's going to complete the set. I need to look, but pretty sure that's going to cover them all right there. Very cool. So Jack, thank you very much for all of the good deals and a couple of the little bonus things. I'm going to contact you, of course, after I close up the day. And if you guys want to score some tools of your own, I'm going to share the link to Jack's website. Look in the video description, and you will see a direct link that'll take you right there. And he updates it pretty regularly, and he's always getting fresh tools in. So check out his website and see if you can score you a few tools of your own, okay? So again, Jack, thank you very much. These are going to be a nice addition to the shop here.